Hey guys, welcome to the channel once again. Today I'll delve into a topic for anyone who has an interest in starting a watch collection. I'll be talking about how to start collecting watches and sharing criteria that is important in a watch collection, which I personally name it as my collection thesis. So without further ado, let's go! First thing that I'll touch upon is how do I frame my collection thesis, which I personally think is very important to me when collecting watches. And the main reason for that is because there are just so many great brands out there. There are just so many different types of models of watches, and you just can't collect them all. So what is this collection thesis that I've been talking about? So it's basically a guide that defines what watches that I'm going to buy, what type of model within the brands that I'm going to target and work that to adding to my collection. And basically the collection thesis has 4 pillars to it, brands, models, material, and color. First up is brands. So for me personally, I think there are just so many great brands out there. And if you've been following my videos, I think you have come to a conclusion that I'm a fan of Rolex and Patek Philippe. But I also love Audemars Piguet because I think their watches, the style of it is just so different from other brands. Brands such as Richard Mille is a kind of like a statement watch. Some people might not like Richard Mille because of the reputation that they get, that they are not a true horology watch brand. But for me personally, I think Richard Mille is a great watch brand and I don't mind having that in my collection. The only hurdle for me in adding a Richard Mille is that the prices is just over the top. So in the near term, I don't think I'll ever add a Richard Mille to my collection. And other brands like Vacheron Constantin, I think is really underappreciated. However, at this moment, I think it would be wise to limit the number of brands that I'll be targeting. And so personally for me, my holy trinity of brands will be Rolex, Patek Philippe, and Audemars Piguet. Okay, for the second pillar, it will be models. So this pillar will be talking about the different models within those brands because even within Rolex, Patek Philippe, and Audemars Piguet, there are just so many different types of models of watches within that brand. So even if I'm a fan of the brand, there are obviously models that I don't like and obviously models that I really like. So I think when you're framing a collection of watches, it will be good to specifically focus on the models that you really like within the brand itself. For example, within the Rolex brand, there are 2 models that I really like, which is the Rolex Daytona and the Rolex GMT. But it doesn't really mean that I don't like other models. I do like the Rolex Submariner as well, but I don't have any of those within my collection because I decided to focus my collection within those, just around those 2 models, which is the Daytona and the GMT Master 2. Okay, the third pillar will be about color. This is basically the color of the dial and the general color of the watch. For the last few years, we know that blue was a hot color. Prices for blue dials were trending quite high. And this year, they transitioned that color to green. So green for this year was a hot color. But for me personally, I haven't caught on to the green color yet. I still personally like the blue. The other colors that I like are brown. I think brown dials are really nice. I think they really give an exquisite look to the watch itself. And I think the green fad might not last too long, and I think the next few years we will see brown dials coming to the market, and brown dials being the next hot color. Lastly, it will be materials, and what this involves are 2 very specific aspects of the watch, and that is the material of the watch itself and the material of the strap. For the watch itself, there are many materials that the watch can be made from, such as steel, rose gold, yellow gold, white gold, platinum, ceramic. The list goes on and on. And for me personally, when I build my collection, I really focus on the specific materials that I want my watch to be. And for me, that is steel and rose gold. Yellow gold is not to my taste, and white gold is just roughly similar to steel in terms of the outward appearance. So just to give you guys a few examples is that if I like to target a rose gold watch with, alligator brown strap, or if you would like a steel watch with rubber straps, here are some examples as well. So yeah, these are obviously the things that I think about when I target the watches that I want to add to my collection. Okay, I guess this wraps up my video for today. Hopefully what I've shared can be beneficial to you when you are deciding what watches to add to your personal collection. One advice that I really like to give is that never build your collection based on other people's preference, and don't buy watches just to impress others. You have to buy watches that you really like, because that is the entire point of your watch collection. So, until next time, stay safe and happy collecting. Bye guys. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and like the video to support the channel. Thanks guys.